何も怖くなんてないんだ This is a place to try そして僕らきっと辛いだってを決して離さないで明日へかける Let's sing loudly We are the one for the future
Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Naruto Chapter 700 plus 2. Alright, and the first part of this chapter shows Sasuke fighting some random kid, but it turns out that he wears the Uchiha crest on his back and has 2 Sharingan. Alright, now, I'm sure that there's a possibility that he's actually an Uchiha, like legitimately, like blood, like he's actually an Uchiha. There's this, I'm sure there's a possibility, but that possibility is probably really freaking small, because keep in mind that Obito had like a ton of Sharingan just in jars. He had an entire wall of Sharingan from when he and Itachi slaughtered the Uchiha. He just like took all the Sharingan, right? So he has a ton of them, or he had a ton of them. So if Orochimaru found Obito's hideout and took those Sharingan, he could easily implant them into some random kid. Alright. So there's no need to actually assume that this kid is an Uchiha. Alright. But the interesting thing is, at the very least, he has an emotional connection to the Uchiha because he blames Sasuke for the death of Itachi. Alright, so this kid actually cares about Itachi and does not like Sasuke because he killed Itachi. Though, to be fair, Itachi was sick, so he was going to die anyway, but, you know, whatever. Alright, but this kid actually ends up talking to someone who you could assume is his, not mentor, not master, I mean, it's not like it's an entire group, so it's not like I could say it's the leader, like, his boss, I guess you could say. His boss is wearing, well, 2 robes, but the second, like, he has an outer robe, but then underneath that robe, he has an Akatsuki robe. Alright, so, I mean, Zetsu, maybe, like, I mean, it's not like it has to be someone who was in the old Akatsuki. So it could just be someone who's taking up the colors of Akatsuki. I mean, it could be Orochimaru, too, since he was an Akatsuki, too. Maybe it's Hidan. That would be hilarious. I would laugh so much if this turned out to be Hidan. Like, I would, oh man. I would find that to be hilarious. But anyway, the person's wearing a Akatsuki robe. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they were a former member of Akatsuki. But there are former members of Akatsuki who are still alive. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright. Now, Sasuke obviously took an interest to this kid and alerted Naruto via Eagle, because apparently Sasuke has 1,000,001 animals. He's got his own freaking petting zoo or something. Like, this dude, he's got snakes, he's got hawks, now he's got eagles too. I mean, that's crazy, alright? But anyway, he sends a note to Naruto via Eagle to inform him of this kid with 2 Sharingan wearing an Uchiha crest. Alright, and Naruto decides this could actually turn out to be something really big, so he decides to handle it on his own. But before we get there, we have to talk about Sarada, okay, because she actually went to go talk to Naruto, because it turns out her birth records do not exist anywhere in the entire Leaf Village, okay? And anytime she actually asks a medical ninja about what her situation is, they all give her the same look, alright? So this just confirms that Sarada was not born in the Leaf Village. She was born outside the village and then brought in. Alright, so I mean, it technically hasn't been confirmed yet, but it might as well be confirmed that Karin is actually Sarada's mother. Though that still doesn't answer the question of why Sasuke left her in the Leaf. I mean, I'm sure it's because he can't take care of her because he's Sasuke. Alright, but, plus his mission requires him to keep moving, and it's like it just taking care, it like, it sounds really bad to say, but if you're on a mission where people are attacking you, it's not that good to have a child around because they will become a target, which number one puts the child in danger, and number two puts you in danger because you have to defend the child instead of defending yourself. All right, so it's just not a good idea. But at the same time, it's also Sasuke, so it makes sense for him to just drop the kid off and leave, right? But anyway, I want to know how exactly Sakura came upon Sarada and decided to take care of her. Whether it was like a favor or something, or what, I don't know. There's still things that need to be answered. Okay, all right. But to make Sarada's situation interesting, Chocho. All right, Chocho is hilarious. She's like my favorite of this like new generation. All right, she's hilarious. All right, she's joking around about how she doesn't think Choji and Karui are her actual parents. And she says this to Sarada, who was trying to figure out who her real mother is. Though Chocho doesn't know that, but still, you know, it's like it's kind of messed up, but at the same time, it's hilarious. So yeah, but while Chocho is talking to Sarada, we meet this guy Mitsuki, all right, and he shows up and starts psychoanalyzing the two of them and everything. Apparently, he just came in from another village or something. All right, so I don't trust him 100% yet, but for now he looks cool. I'm willing to not assume he's going to be a villain of some sort, but I'm also willing to accept that there's a decent chance he actually is an antagonist here, right? So, but he's definitely going to be important in some way, shape, or form. So he's definitely someone to look out for. All right. But eventually, Sarada decides that she's going to go find Sasuke and ask him herself, you know, who is this girl with the glasses in the picture? Is she my real mother, etc. Okay, and she figures that Naruto of all people would probably have at least a general idea of where Sasuke is, so that's why she goes to the Hokage quarters, I guess you can call it. I don't remember what it's actually called, but the Hokage uh, building, or do whatever, where Naruto's office is. Um, to go ask him about Sasuke's general location, and she overhears Naruto talking to Shikamaru about the situation with Sasuke and the kid and how he's going to have to go and find Sasuke and talk to him in person. Actually, Naruto called Kakashi too, and Kakashi is the one who mentioned that it might be some type of clone that was created by Orochimaru, which does make sense because he did create clones of Hashirama, aka Yamato. So it's not like it's unexplored territory for Orochimaru. He has legitimately done this before. Plus, he has a wide array of Sharingan if he managed to find where Obito had him stashed. Okay, so I mean, it's possible. It really is. All right. But if this is the case and Orochimaru is responsible for this, we can excuse me. Um, we can assume that Orochimaru is legitimately back to being a bad guy. Because obviously towards the end of the series, Orochimaru was kind of like straying away from being a villain and being a suspicious good guy. But if Kakashi is saying, "Oh, this might be Orochimaru's business," you know, this might be Orochimaru's work, you know, if he's assuming it's Orochimaru who's attacking Sasuke, you know, then I guess his opinion of Orochimaru right now is not one of he's a good guy, you know. So um, I'm actually interested in seeing what Orochimaru's status is now. If he's actually a good guy who you're still kind of suspicious of, or if he's just back to legit being a villain. All right, so that would be interesting. Um, but yeah, like I said earlier, Naruto decides to take care of all this personally. So Naruto's outside the village. He's about to leave, and Sarada, she decided that she was going to follow him, which is cute, thinking that she could actually keep up with Naruto of all people. Please get out of here with that nonsense. She can't keep up with him. And then Shosho shows up to tag along, see, which was funny. She came out of nowhere. All right. But the two of them, there's no way they can keep up with Naruto. None, I'm sure he knows they're there though. He probably doesn't mind that much. He's probably going to let them tag along just so that Sarada can finally meet Sasuke. Um, but Naruto, there's no way Naruto doesn't recognize the fact that she's there. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, he's not in Sage mode or anything, but still, there's no way he can't notice her there. There's no way. There's just no way. I refuse to believe it. Yeah, I refuse to believe he doesn't know that she's there. I refuse to believe it. He definitely knows, all right? If he doesn't know, then I just don't even. Like I know there was the last chapter where they specifically mentioned, oh well, if he used Sage mode, then he'd be able to find people. But I, again, but like it's still like if he's actually being serious, which he is, then he should probably be able to not sense Sarada there, but at least know that someone's following him, and then figure out that it's Sarada after actually trying to figure out who it is, right? Um, but yeah, that's that. I like the resolve that Sarada showed here because she said that she would sacrifice being a ninja if it meant discovering who she really is. So that's. I mean, I guess you could call it strong resolve, or you could call it just her not caring at all, just not giving a crap about being a ninja at all. So I mean, it could be that too. It's probably mostly that, but still, her resolve is pretty strong. So good for her. Um, but yeah, that's this chapter in a nutshell. And overall, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10 because it's the antagonists showed up pretty much, and they're hinting at answers to some of the questions we have while introducing more questions. So it keeps us intrigued. So yeah, thought it was a cool chapter. So give it a 7.5 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Sarada will definitely be meeting Sasuke soon. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA. And I'll see you guys next time.